Apurva, Radio City, when you were there, it was voted for several years a great place to work. So, what makes for a great place to work? We are also starting out, and for all the people who are starting out, and I feel who are also who have authority over bringing some order, and I feel at home as well, we all have that authority. So, what makes for a great place to work?
I think any place that where you feel that, I'm cared for, I'm wanted, and I'm respected as an individual, as a human being, makes for a great place to work for. So respect, pride, and the comfort, the camaraderie that comes with having a team. These are the typical things that constitute a great place to work. However, the fourth pillar, which is fairness, is something that people understand but very rarely are able to practice. And I think that sort of results in many good places never becoming great, because you and I will get fairness, you and I will get respect, pride, camaraderie. We understand that, right? Very few leaders understand what is fairness. And for me, that is the guiding principle of a great place to work. Doing the other three, many organizations do. Doing the other three make many organizations good organizations. But greatness only comes from fairness. And fairness, I will tell you, 99.99 leaders do not understand. They don't understand that concept.
Yeah. So simply explain, how would that be? Let's say I want to make my house also a great place to live. So yes, how does one bring in fairness in one's daily dealing and living?
So I think we've understood that whether it's a house, whether it's a small team, whether it's an organization, whether it's a country, respect, kindness, camaraderie, pride is something all of us can build on and develop. How do we build fairness? And ultimately, what is fairness? Fairness is when the people around us believe that we are treating them equally, that we are treating them like to like. Now, what I often see is that I will say, yes, I'm a very fair place to work. And then I ask my HR head, okay, fairness, these are the three policies that you've implemented. For example, a policy which says that you will not, you will cut people's salary, or you will cut their leave if they come late for 3 days. Now, are you implementing this across the board? No. How can I implement it for the CXOs? How can I implement it for the HOD? I'll implement it for the juniors, but not the seniors. How is that fairness? How is, when you say, I will give promotions and increments only once a year, and then 3 months down the line, your superstar comes to you and says, I'm leaving. And then you say, my God, I can't afford my superstar to leave. So here's your increment, or here's a correction. How's that fairness? And all this requires taking very tough calls. It's requires telling your superstar, I'll manage without you. I mean, we don't know how we'll manage, but we'll try from Monday. So tata, bye-bye. That requires a lot of courage. That requires a lot of guts. That requires a lot of toughness, mental toughness in a leader. And at that, they are not able to practice.
And that's setting the right example, and people know that you mean business, and I think it works. And at the home level, give me an anecdote on how fairness could be instilled at home.
I think fairness at home would really be about so the home is an ecosystem, right? There are 4 members in your household. Are we ensuring that in what we want as a family, each one is pulling his or her weight? Someone is not being asked to constantly adapt. So often we hear this when we talk to women, is that, we both started off thinking our careers are equal, but somewhere his career seems to be more important than mine.
Right.
Many times women say that my family says his career is for the family, your career is for is out of selfishness. Now, how is that fair? Why should always the woman leave her job because the husband is getting transferred? Why should the man not leave his job because the woman is getting transferred? But we never see that. And
Right.
these are dimensions of unfairness. If you have started with that you are equal partners, even in parenting, why is it that even today 70% of the household chores a working woman does?
Right.
Both
Right.
of them have the same career, both of them are earning the same, but 70% of the household chores a woman does. So how is that fairness? These are
Right.
the examples where I see unfairness play out at the home level.
Yeah, it would be so cool, no? If somebody says, puts outside their house a great place to live,
Yeah,
put
so
it
nice.
a great place to live.
So
That's
nice.
so simple, so
So nice.
simple.
So
And
nice.
I feel as leaders, while we bring a lot of order and sanity and progressive mindedness at work, we should carry that at home also.
I
And
agree.
apply the same things. It doesn't end when you enter the door, of your house. It should carry on as an attitude. And that is true leadership, where your family becomes testimonial of what you stand for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Difficult, but doable.
No, but I think it needs to happen. And I often see this happening in organizations where there are more women and a lot of my male managers have said this, that, because you've pushed us to have more diversity at work, I've become a better husband and a better father as a consequence. Because
Wow.
I'm understanding how to collaborate with women at the workplace.
Well done. Wow. I think those are intangibles, which contribute for great success.